Hello and welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me today. As I promised, I would like to talk about the mind. I wrote down something into this book, and it was what was it? It was how personal is your personal experience and your program. And if you think about it, it's quite obvious that our programs and our experiences are not that personal at all. So you can see a few archetypes running through the whole of the community or whole of humans, you would say, or we could say. So what makes us special if, if, our, if our programs are almost the same and our traumas are almost the same? Why, why are we yet so different? What is this fraction in us? And that fraction comes from this million tiny little pieces of how we understand information and how we translate and digest these experiences and how we react. Many people are quite passive in a sense that when there is a trauma, um, they keep it all in and they kind of dwell on it and they don't do anything about it. They just kind of keep it all in. However, I think it's really important once you understand your trauma, once obviously you feel it, but once you understand it, to do physical steps in order to come out of your trauma. So, I don't know if I told you, but I'm an Aquarius, and my second sign or my ascending sign is Gemini. So I'm like a double air sign kind of thing. So I think a lot. So for me, it's not very often when I hear something I haven't heard before, which is not that I'm so clever or something, it's because I'm naturally really intrigued in regards of information. So I always collect information, it's just me. It doesn't mean anything really, because information in itself is nothing. And so how I deal with this usually when I have a trauma and it kind of sunk in me, when I had trauma and it sunk in me and I knew it, I understood it. I figured out steps in my head how to obviously come out of it, but that was a part of understanding it, deciding what to do about it, deciding should I do anything about it, and then making that step. And that is when we push a mental thing to the physical, so we create. That's a big thing. It really is a huge thing. Most of the people are quite passive in a sense that they just take, and they just consume. They consume information. They consume um, everything. They just consume, but they don't really transform this information or energy or whatever you wanna or feeling, and they don't create something with it. They just kind of keep it, and then it just waits on them. But, however, this is not as simple because from the moment you feel something, you understand it why you feel it as much as you can because we are limited. And then you do something about it, it takes time. It takes time and it depends on your habitus, if I like your kind of nature. So that's why I think we are so different, yet we are so similar in a sense that, as I said, the traumas are pretty much the same. And then yet the trigger point when you are ready to blow up, it's different for everyone. And yeah, we could even throw astrology into the mix, like really looking at your chart. Like it helped me tremendously when I looked at my chart. And this is not even a super detailed one, it's just like, I'm not saying an average one, but almost like an average one. But I learned something from me, not from me, about me, myself. I learned that some things are so built into our nature that it's unchangeable, so you have to work with that to make that positive. A negative can be a positive if you know how to work with it and you don't work against it. But other things can be changed. So again, this is like a contradiction. Yeah. And we all have to figure out what is what. For example, I learned that I'm with information that I'm very good with understanding information. That was nothing new. I knew that, and I learned that I don't like long projects which go on forever and ever and ever, and you never know when is the end. So I like it to kind of have like a shortish time limit. For example, this is what I learned, and it was really good because I always see one thing evolving into something, and I never actually think that I should just stick with one thing and then see it through till the end. So I always see, and I always experience rather, things evolving into something else. And I was questioning this in my in my nature quite a lot. Does it mean that I'm giving up on things and so on and so on? And then when I kind of learned this about myself, I was like, aha, okay, I know how to deal with this at least. So it kind of okayed it for me to okay, it doesn't mean that you give up on this. You might come back to this in another time, but in the meanwhile, you just kind of transform it into something else, and that's quite normal. So again, in this sense, I was quite rigid, and I would say I'm definitely not rigid, but yeah. So yeah, I wanted to point this one out, and what else I wanted to say? Yeah, so mind, right? So how can we make something? How can we train our mind? Our mind is there to help us to make things in a physical, basically. So it needs to be trained to serve us and not just to run around in our head, um, making to make us feel bad or make us feel crazy. So how do you train your mind? Meditation. If you can't meditate, there are a million and one ways. How can you relax? Relax and chill and just feel this light energy inside you. What I mean light, that you feel like, ah, it's just nice and you don't have to think. It's almost like a holiday kind of feeling when you are on holiday. So, if you can meditate, it's fine. If you can't, you can always try to count your breath. 1 in, 2 out, 3 in, 4 out. So basically, you only concentrate on your breath. 1, 2, 1, 2. Or you can just count. And do it maybe for a minute and see how does it work. Like for me, I could really meditate well with music. So, and then I can really meditate now. Well, I can meditate now with music or without music, but I need to be in nature, and then I have like instant connection. And that instant connection is really nice when we are doing light language also. But going back to meditation. Or you could do like an actual physical exercise or something which puts you in this mood. So obviously you could go and work out. You could go for a walk. For me, my example is I love being in nature. That gives me like a chill pill straight on. And I like drawing and I love light language. So these three things are really helping me, and dancing. So yeah, I love dancing. Those things help me to disconnect from the mind, and so to stop kind of thinking and just to enjoy and experience either the movement or just to get lost in the colors of the paint or the feelings of 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 light language. No, I don't want to talk about light language, but it looks like I do. So yeah. So that would be my suggestion for you. You could try it like that. So do something physical to kind of come out from your mind space. And then obviously you have to, well, you want to do affirmations. If you are really negative, you're going to struggle with affirmations a lot. So I would suggest to try to, how I done it. Okay, I just say how I done it. I'm not using these words I would suggest. So how I done it, I traveled a lot and I seen many people, and I trained myself to pick up nice things about others. So I would say like, oh, that lady has a nice hair. That guy has, like, I don't know, a nice bag. That girl has a nice eye, like the shade, or like, I don't know, eyeshadow, or nice nails or something. So I just tried to pick one. Oh, that lady has a beautiful smile, nice teeth, I don't know, something, anything really. If nothing else, there was one person I remember, and I couldn't pick anything apart from, oh, this person has like a really nice hair. And yeah, okay. So I kind of trained myself to see positive instead of negative. And that kind of, that takes time and it takes practice, and depending on your level, it might feel really fake, but why why should we not concentrate on nice things? Why should we always concentrate on bad things and negative things? It's about you, so you can build up yourself like that. And then after that, I started to do the affirmations, and I listened to Louise L. Hay, and she explains it perfectly. If you never heard of her, basically it's almost like her words, like so like an affirmation is like a seed. You plant it in your mind and it takes time to kind of grow. So what you are doing in the meantime, you let it be. You are not digging it out every day to see, oh, have you grown yet? No, you leave it alone. It takes time, because if you think about our programming or negative or self-destructive behavior, it didn't come to be part of our nature or our life in a day. It took all these years. Some builds in quick, some builds in slower, but it does get built in. And so it takes time to kind of find them and to change them. And most likely you will find the like easier ones first, and the biggest one, it's like sometimes it's so obvious that you don't even see it, and it's like that. um, so, and also what you could do, going back a bit, after you kind of try to find something nice about others, is that you try to find something nice about yourself. So you look into the mirror. This is again Louise L. Hay, this is not me. And you say like, okay, um, what was really good for me is like, I love you, it's okay, I love you, it's okay. And I was saying this and I was like crying, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like ridiculous. When you think that you are okay, and then when you have to do something like this, you'll see that how much you are not okay actually. So yeah. So I would say, try this and you'll see how it works out. And so, going back to transforming this negative passive energy into something positive, how can we make it more physical? Well, we have to create. So yesterday, actually, I was quite upset. I heard some, well, I read some, well, quite a few horrid things, really, and it made me physically sick. One was about kids dying, which I just like I just don't know what to do about it, like even now. And okay, so that was one. I'm like already like shaky. I'm not so cool and everything. And then I'm reading about this joint somewhere for Halloween, where they made like a hamburger with a fake human fleshy things like for Halloween, and that made me like really sick, like physically sick. And then I felt this anger like brewing in me, like really brewing. And I'm like, oh, I'm really going to lose my shit now. And I'm like, no, 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 that's no good. That's really is no good. Uh, you don't know me so personally, but I am really sad I'm losing my shit. So in my whole life, probably I lost it like, don't know, 2 times for sure, maybe 3 times. But it's not nice. It's really not nice. And no. So I was like, and why was I angry? And why did I feel this? Because I felt that I cannot do anything about it. So I was angry about that. I'm like, okay, this is really like, yeah, yeah, like, yeah, okay, we can talk about it till the word ends, but what we are going to do about all these things? Yeah. And I said, okay, what can I do about me now? Because I'm really not in a good mood. I'm like in a mood, really. So I was like, okay, um, I'm gonna do my creams because this is like really my like big dream to kind of set up like a tiny like a shop kind of thingy with like creams and lotions and stuff. And yeah, I always seen somehow myself to do that and like do the arts. Like for me, this is the two things. I there are three things. I'm gonna maybe get to that. I don't know. But yeah, so I wanted to start with the creams. I said, well, this is a good time. So I put on my music. Um, in theory, I should have put on some meditation music because then the ingredients would kind of consume that energy. But no, I put on music for me, not for the creams this time. So I have a list and I put it on. And I made myself a rose tea because I bought some rose petals and I made like a tea. It's not much left now. It's like this. It's absolutely amazing. It smells, it smells so good. When I opened it, I went crazy about it, like literally. So you, so you have to kind of simmer it for like 10 minutes, and then you can like drink it. And so you can only leave the petals in for 10 minutes, and the taste is exactly like the smell. So I definitely gonna buy more. So I made this tea and I was like, wow, this is already good, looking good for me. At least I feel a bit more cheerful. And then I started to make this kind of facial things. So I have here like an oil with the rose petals inside. So I'm gonna use this in some potions and lotions. And then I use a lot of coffee. I'm into coffee now for a minute. So there is oil in this. Um, I think this is grapeseed oil and coffee grains. So that's gonna be an oil. Actually, I'm gonna shake it. So I have to let them be for like a couple of weeks, and then I can make like a nice ice cream out of this. And then I made two scrubs basically. I was like, yeah, why not? I might as well just try to do something. So this is for body and this is for the face, and it all contains coconut oil, which is edible, because it's really important for me to to make things as natural as possible. And I don't know, probably I will struggle with with the preservatives and stuff, but I don't know, we'll see. I have kind of a crazy idea about that too, but yeah, we'll see. And then, so this one has I'm not gonna show you because probably I'm gonna spill it. So, so this one has coffee inside and has cinnamon because this is really good for your body. So if you have, we call it orange skin, you know, all these pimples and stuff. I don't know. You can use coffee grind and cinnamon, and you can also eat cinnamon. Cinnamon is really good anyway for you for that. Oh, this is nice. So what I'm going to do, how I gonna use it? I gonna put this on myself, and then I gonna foil myself, and I gonna sit with this for like half an hour, and then I wash it off. And the next one, the facial scrub, is a bit different because instead of cinnamon, because you know cinnamon can burn. I learned this in a hard way when doesn't matter. I learned this. So yeah, so I don't really want to use this in facial scrub. So what I put in like orange oil. I find a company who doesn't produce it but sells it, so they are all natural in a sense that you can use it internally and externally. So probably there is many more out there, but I don't know. At the moment, I think I will stick with them. I don't know. It's a lot of research till you find a nice, well, a good quality ingredient. Really, that's the main thing. So yeah, so it has orange in it, so it's like coffee and orange thing going on, and I am going to use it on my face. It's the same. You just massage it in, and then you leave it in for like a few minutes, and then you wash it off. And because it's with coconut oil, it's gonna hydrate it. So yeah, mm, yeah. I don't know if I told you ever, but I used to do like facial massages and head massages, and I really miss it. And so I was thinking one day if I could go back to it, if I ever will go back to it, it would be nice that I could use these. But it's gonna be, if it's ever gonna be, it's gonna be in absolutely different location and settings. So yeah, so these are my, yeah, I really love the massage because doesn't matter why. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of miss it a bit. And so yeah, so I was doing all these creams to kind of put me out from this stagnant energy of I don't know what to do with myself and about things. Now this is not much, really, making like 4 pots of like something, but if nothing else, it shifted me out from it. And then as a whole, as a collective, what we can do about this big trauma, I really don't know, because we are so set with in our ways. So I think we have to kind of unlearn ourselves, and we have to be more brave. And that's like a really different topic and questions altogether, because it almost comes in the energy of martyr. I don't know if I say it right, the martyr energy, martyrdom energy, and to be less selfish and to kind of, yeah. And I think this is again the contradiction of looking after yourself yet looking after others. So where is the balance in this? So yeah, um, I'm very happy because I'm doing this also, but also because we started a project with my friend in regards of light language, and light language for me is really unique in a sense that I feel it really clears me really quick, and it's you can use it as an art, you can use it for healing, you can use it for information, to give information and to learn information. So for me, it's perfect in a sense that I can turn it into so many different things, and there is so much to learn about it and experience about it. And I did some healings with this too, with light language on my friends who asked for it, and it's really is quick. And I nearly went for a Reiki course, and I must admit, just just for a sake of it, so I could build the light language in it, and then it fell through 3 times, and I was like, okay, I'm not even bothered anymore. Obviously, I don't have to worry about this, or it's not my time or anything. And I like this, that the whole idea of it is to go to kind of leave your mind out and go from the heart. And yeah, so I think it's really important, not just now, but generally, to try to connect with that heart. And Lenka, my friend, she is amazing, because most of the time she can translate it to English. Me, not so much. I'm like a baby who is about to learn how to talk, and sometimes I can get like a sentence, like I got another day a sentence about what is truth, and that is just came like because I would never come up with that, but yeah, it just came through me, so I knew when I was like drawing it, let's say drawing it, what was that. And the beautiful thing about it that you kind of you're moving, you're drawing it out, and and then it can be translated in so many different ways, and there are so many layers of it, and it's like amazing. And yeah, so I'm really happy that I can do this with her actually, and if nothing else, I think I'm gonna do some stuff in regards of these potions and lotions too, and we'll see where I gonna end with this. I don't know. It's a lot of me in this video, isn't it? Sorry. So yeah. So going back to the mind, it's like so. Try to find something you can summarizing. Try to find something which can put you at ease and switch off your mind. And then when you are in that mood, and maybe if you feel like really angry and frustrated, trying to transform this anger into something creative, to create something with this, and turn it and use it to do something good, if for nobody else, at least for yourself. So don't use this anger to destroy and to lash out or to hurt someone or hurt yourself. No, try to transform it and be productive, because that's like usually that's also an avoidance technique, but I think it's a better technique than to go into this deep desperation. Well, anyway, this is what I'm thinking. Well, this is a lot of talk about I don't know what really. Mm, well, I think I'm gonna stop here now. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you a lovely evening. And please be creative as much as you can. Thank you very much again, and bye now.